tomorrow? What will we have earned?
The road to Arlington for the UIL State Football Championships has ended here in Arlington at AT&T Stadium, beginning the first of 12 state championship matchups. It's the 1A six-man Division II state title matchup between the Oakwood Panthers and the Jayton Jaybirds. Jayton hadn't won a title in 39 years, but they are very good and an annual playoff participant, and they last played in the state title round in 2006. For Oakwood, this is all new. The last time the Panthers played for a state title, they were playing 11-man football back in 1991. But the two meet today for the first time, and they do it at the home of the Dallas Cowboys. We welcome you to our coverage of the UIL State High School Football Championships of Texas. I'm Craig Way alongside the six-man guru, Granger Huntress. Well, I don't know how many people had this matchup on their bingo card at the start of the year for six-man, but how about Jayton and Oakwood?
Yeah, it's a really good matchup, I think. You know, Oakwood, the surprising story coming into this game, you know, early season losses, but coming on strong at the end. Jayton expected to be here. Well,
that Cinderella run for the Panthers has seen them win a couple of games. You thought, okay, yeah, three-way and Goldberg, but to beat Iredell was an eyebrow raiser, and Oglesby, state finalist from a year ago, that really got everybody's attention.
Yeah, big upset. Got ahead early on them, and just never relinquished the lead.
So Oakwood is in the finals for the first time ever as a six-man program. Not so for Jayton. They were last here in 2006, but they haven't won a title since 1985, but they're big and fast, these Jaybirds are.
That's right, that's right. Defending 1A state basketball team, they've got Griff Reel, 6'5", 6'2", and then the two coaches' kids, Stanley and Bleicher at 6'1" apiece. Really tall, gonna post up.
Yeah, and so they hit you up front, and then they can hit you with the running game as well, and that means Bodie Ham.
Exactly, a powerful runner with a lot of speed, has really been dominant this season. You know, I expect them to give a heavy dose of Mr. Ham.
So Bodie Ham, you see, nearly 1,600 rushing yards for this Jayton Jaybird ball club. So, for the first time ever, Jayton and Oakwood meet on a football field. First time ever for Oakwood to be in a six-man state championship game, and Jayton in its first state title round appearance since 2006. Coming up, the kickoff, the first of 12 UIL State High School Football Championship games. It's Oakwood against Jayton, and it's coming up.
The UIL State Football Championships are brought to you by Jack in the Box, proud sponsor of the UIL Championships, and by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
That's my destiny. Finna be the greatest, that's my destiny. To the top, that's my destiny.
What a catch! Taken down the sidelines and into the end zone for a touchdown. Time for the first of 12 UIL State High School Football Championship games to be played from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's the smallest division of the smallest classification as Jayton and Oakwood meet. Let's tell you about our forward impact players. And when you started off looking at Oakwood, how about their quarterback and strong safety, Dayton Velasquez?
Yeah, only a sophomore has really been productive these last couple games, you know, carrying Oakwood to this final.
And then Sean Stanley, he mentioned son of the head coach, Josh Stanley.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Sean Stanley, great, over 1,400 yards passing. You know, he can run the ball too. In six-man, you'll see some interesting formations for the run. But yeah, very versatile quarterback.
So Oakwood has won the toss and elected to receive the football, which is pretty commonplace in six-man because you want to get the early jump.
Yeah.
So Oakwood will get the football to start the game. Of course, with six-man football, you're going to have Different rules than with the 11-man game, starting with 6 on the field instead of 11. But you'll be able to see early on, there's the deal, 80 yards by 40 instead of the 100 by 53 in the third. And then the no ball advancement without the clean exchange. That's a key one.
Yeah, exactly. What that means is you cannot advance the ball across the line of scrimmage without a pass, a pitch, or a handoff. It has to be clean. You can't just fumble Ruski your way across.
Yeah, the guy catching the center snap cannot run with it across the line of scrimmage. Everybody, Granger, is an eligible receiver.
Exactly. That makes it fun. That's what makes six-man exciting. Everyone's available. And then, of course, we've got the mercy rule.
Yeah, at any point, halftime or second half, if you're up by 45 or more, ball game is over. 10-minute quarters instead of 12-minute quarters, even though they've got 12 up on the scoreboard right now. They'll have to make that alteration, right?
Hopefully.
And then, in addition to that, 15 yards for the first down. And so that's why, as you point out and have pointed out on these telecasts for the past few years, Granger, rarely do you see teams punt, because you get down a couple of scores and it's really difficult to climb that mountain.
No, this is about offensive efficiency, trying to score, every possession as much as you can, trying to keep up. Another reason why Oakwood took the ball, kind of put the pressure on.
So that means Tucker Scott, who you see there, will kick it off for the Jaybirds. He's a sophomore. And back deep to receive it is Darion Thomas. So we're ready to go. Game number 1 of 12 here for the UIL State Championships, and we're underway. And Thomas will have to let that roll through the end zone for the touchback. Also, just to let you know, as you watch this, and you'll be able to see the differences in the field dimensions. You'll see the white line. It's out on the field because of the narrower width of the field, 80 by 40 instead of the 100 by 53 and a third. And the goal lines will be basically what you'll see in the 11-man games this week, and whenever the Cowboys play here, or college games, the 10-yard line. That's actually the goal line here on this one, as it's an 80-yard field. So we're ready to go. And on first down, there's the toss back right away, and Velasquez under pressure and able to get rid of it, but that's just about it. And there's that pressure coming from that Jayton Jaybird defense, and led by Ethan Carruthers, a sophomore.
Yeah, Jayton getting after the quarterback, trying to make the young quarterback make some decisions quickly and put some pressure on him.
After, by the way, on touchbacks, it comes out to the 20-yard line in six-man. So you see on the field, it looks like the 30. That's actually the 20-yard line on the six-man designation. And the toss back on second down to Gavin Wilbanks. Wilbanks stopped by Aiden Salazar. He plugged the hole there, the senior nose guard.
Yeah, he got in there quick. Running from that spread formation, you saw they'll do a lot of that. They'll run out of the tight formation where everybody's bunched up in the spread. You see a little bit wider gaps, trying to create some room there, but there was none. Salazar
plugged the hole, just a 2-yard carry, and it's third down and 13 now. Remember, 15 yards for a first down needed to move the chains. This one out of that spread set on third down. The deep man is Velasquez, and he's the one now looking to throw. With a lot of pressure, but he will chuck it up the middle to Nick Strickland, the up back, and Strickland moving forward, but not enough to pick up the necessary yardage for the first down, and able to reach the 25-yard line, but only a gain of a couple, and brought down after that by a swarm of Jaybirds.
Yeah, he did a great job breaking off the first 2 tacklers, but wasn't able to get away. Jayton swarmed to the ball, as you said.
Now, I mentioned it's a rarity, but not completely unheard of to punt. And so there will be a punt, but it was blocked. And as the kick went up, Velasquez trying to fall on it down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be at the 9, and it'll be now first and goal coming.
I think it bounced off his own man's helmet.
But look at the replay on this. It looked like it hit the back of a helmet. And here's another look at it, Granger. Yep. And it caught the up man, Nick Strickland, the center, or the up back. And so now, great field position for Jayton to start it off. Staniland takes the snap from under center. The toss downfield, too much on it as Bodie Ham was throwing the ball to the center, Colt Gentry, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, I think like us in here, we were looking for a lot of action from Ham to run the ball. they don't throw the ball a whole lot, so trying to catch him off guard in that first play, and he just kind of overshot it.
So it's second down and goal to go. Ball is at the 10-yard line. Ham lines up deep behind the quarterback Staniland, who will take the snap from under center. Now it's to Bodie Ham, and there goes Ham. Charging down, lost the football, and then falling on it in the end zone was Colt Gentry for the touchdown. The center, Colt Gentry, fell on the football after Ham lost it near the goal line, but it all adds up to a Jayton Jaybird touchdown.
Yeah, that was definitely a loose ball. He was not down, not in the end zone when that ball got loose. Good awareness by Gentry.
And like we say, you know, every guy's an eligible receiver. The center, Gentry, by the way, has caught 16 passes, and he just scored his 12th touchdown of the season. The center just scored his 12th touchdown. Tucker Scott on to kick for 2. That's another 6-man difference, and that 2-point conversion kick is good. You kick for 2 and run for 1 in the 6-man game. So Jayton off to a quick start after the accidental block punt. Bodie Ham fumbles, but it's recovered by Colt Gentry for the touchdown. Well, Oakwood have the football first. The punt, an accidental block in the ball going in the back of the up band. Nick Strickland, but now the Panthers will get it back. Where is Oakwood, you ask? It's right there on the Leon and Freestone County line. Yeah, that's a correct enrollment. 53, 129 miles. So on the east side of I-35. We got a little west versus east matchup here.
That's right. Not a whole lot of east teams. Getting more and more every year.
Now the kickoff to come. This one from Tucker Scott, who kicked it off a few minutes ago for a touchback. Line drive kick will also, let's see, did that make it through?
No.
I thought it went out before on the outside of the pylon, and that's going to be the case. So there'll be better field position for Oakwood coming off of this.
Kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
Joe David West, the referee of the San Angelo-based chapter of the 6-man football official. So it comes out to the 30-yard line. I know, again, it'll take a little adjustment by the eyes. You see the 40 there, but it's the 30 for 6-man, and so Oakwood back on the attack. And they go to the ground on first down to Wilbanks. Gavin Wilbanks able to pick up about 3 before Griff Reel brings him down. Reel playing that weak side defensive end spot for the Jaybirds.
Yeah, Oakwood, I think, is going to try to slow the game down a little bit here. They know they've got to limit possessions to Jayton. They've got to be more efficient on offense and score this time. So I think they're just taking their time, trying to relax. It's tough to, you know, coming into a state championship game in this facility.
So it is now second down. And 12 needed from the 33. Straight back and looking to throw. Velasquez under a lot of pressure, and that ball is incomplete. They'll call it incomplete pass. Griff Reel, Colt Gentry bringing the heat for Jayton.
Yeah, lots of good pressure by Jayton there, not giving the young quarterback a lot of time. They're coming after him, trying to make him make quick decisions. Passing him, wow, that was close there on the replay, whether it was a fumble. But anyway, now third and 12.
And Velasquez and the offense trying to get something underway.
And will now bring up third down 12.
Velasquez will drop deep as they'll go to the spread formation now. The toss back. And Velasquez deep downfield. That is caught. And this is going to be down inside the 20, inside the 10, and nearly a touchdown to Gavin Wilbanks. It'll be first and goal at the 3-yard line. What a big hit. And that one goes for 44 yards.
Yeah, great pursuit, though, to catch him before he scored there by Ham, showing his speed. But, man, that was a great pass, missed right over the middle. You see the back to throw, wide open, missed the attempt at the interception, but Bodie Ham chasing him down to the 2-yard line.
So, first and goal now. And to the ground as they try to go to Wilbanks inside, but unable to get it going. Met at the line of scrimmage, no gain. It'll bring up second down and goal.
Yeah, that was a swarm of jaybirds. I don't know what the plural of jaybirds, what you call a group, like a covey?
A flock?
Flock, yeah.
Second down and goal from the 3. Velasquez tossing back to Wilbanks and only able to pick up a yard to the 2. Sean Stanilam, the safety, on the tackle. It brings up 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, great hit, bringing them down. Look for a little bit of change here. Maybe they like to do the inside handoff to the tight end on this one.
On 3rd and goal. The toss back, and it's fumbled. Still loose. It's picked up, and this is going back the distance. Colt Gentry scored a touchdown a few minutes ago on an offensive fumble in. This time he takes it back on a defensive scoop and score, 73 yards. Now, there is a flag down on the field, so we'll check it and see. But it was brought back 73 yards by Colt Gentry. Joe David West and his crew will discuss what the infraction might be.
I'm wondering if it's against the coaching staff. Warning.
Sideline warning, maybe? Here's the call.
We have a sideline warning on Oakwood. Touchdown's good.
So there it is. Tough for J.J. Johnson's ball club. A difficult start here.
I think we're holding.
And Wilbanks just lost the handle on it. Colt Gentry's been the star so far. 2 fumble recoveries for touchdown. 1 in the offensive end zone. The second, a 73-yard fumble return. Flag is down. This is going to be offsides against Oakwood. So Jayton's going to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to make it 16-0. Officially a 74-yard return on the score.
Offsides, defense. The penalty is declined. Score's good.
There we go. Another look at the play. Just never got a hold of it. Had his eyes up and didn't see the ball. Jayton's all over it. And like you said, Colt Gentry picked it up and was free to run.
Good manual dexterity to manage to stay pretty much upright as he scooped it up and then just jogged it in. Officially 74 yards on the scoop and score, and that's pretty much going the length of the field on an 80-yard field. It's pretty close to it there. So now Josh Staniland's ball club is up 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point kicks. Remember, you kick for 2, run for 1. So now, Granger, it's really incumbent upon Oakwood to get something going because it's difficult to rally once you get down by multiple scores.
Well, you saw the assistant coaching staff talking to Wilbanks there, the lone senior starter on the offense, trying to get his head back into the game. They had a chance to tie it up and just didn't go their way. So you just got to have no memory, and get back into it. So we'll see.
Tucker Scott kickoff for the 3rd time already, and we played almost half of the first quarter. The 10-minute quarters that you play in 6-man. And this one is going to be brought out by Darion Thomas. Thomas, good move afterwards. And he'll bring it across the 20-yard line. It's popped pretty hard by Lorenzo Vargas. 21 yards on the return, and Oakwood will try it again now. But trailing 16-0. You see J.J. Johnson trying to get his group rallied back.
First down, 15, Oakwood.
So marked at the 22-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 15. Once more, Wilbanks is the deep back. Velasquez to take the pistol snap. Now it goes back to Wilbanks. Churning forward for a couple, but Bodie Ham stood him up at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 2.
Yeah, no, you saw there, Jayton was looking to blitz and trying to throw him off, was really trying to confuse him with the pressures. And on the far side, Colt Gentry forced the play to the left side with his blitz in there. By the way, I just got information that the plural group of Jaybirds is a band.
Well, and they brought a band too, which is rare for six-man football.
And that comes from Lehman Saunders, the six-man expert.
Yeah.
He would know.
There's the toss upfield as Micah Reed, the junior guard and receiver, but he's met right at the line of scrimmage by Griff Reel.
Yeah, Griff Reel, and he shook off again. They're shaking off that first tackle, but the band of Jaybirds is right there to get him.
It's a gain of 3 out to the 27-yard line, and now it's going to bring up third down. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
And this is definitely 4-down territory for Oakwood.
Toss back to Velasquez. And now he'll run. Nope. Throw on the run and has a man. Caught for a first down and into Jayton territory is Darion Thomas.
Yeah, some blown coverage by Jayton. They actually had another receiver deep. Jayton got confused on the back end. Looked like they were just trying to hold him, not really trying to tackle the quarterback. And then 2 men were left open kind of in the gap on that zone in the back.
Well, you brought up an interesting point of strategy in six-man defensively. By the way, that play goes for 22 yards, so it's first down now for Oakwood at the Jayton 31 here as we get to the late stages of the first quarter. We'll get to this in a moment. First of all, Velasquez will look to throw again to Thomas, and he's hit hard, and that's incomplete. I've heard you talk about this before, Granger, and I know you mentioned Lehman Saunders, your comrade. The two of you know six-man as well as anybody in the state of Texas, that there are defensive strategies of containment with regard to the quarterback without losing your containment and whether you're spying on him or not, so you don't have a breakdown in the secondary.
Yeah, and Jayton's doing a good job doing a little bit of both. Sometimes they're trying to contain the quarterback on the run, and other times they're going really hard at him.
So now it's second down and 15 at the Jayton 31. You see Darion Thomas and Nick Strickland up tight. And that's Thomas, the toss back to Velasquez. And swings it out, and unable to hold it was Strickland. And now it brings up third down.
Yeah, that was a long pass to try to complete to the sideline there.
Difficult to go the wide angle, even on a 40-yard width field, to go out that far wide when you're only talking about 6 total guys on the field for your offense.
Right, and especially in here, you have some weird depth perception on the field for the first time down here.
So now third down. Well, fortunately, the sun is not a factor, at least not yet, anyway. Third down and 15. Velasquez. Pressure, able to get rid of it, but unable to get much going on that as Michael Reed after the catch. Velasquez had to get rid of it there, and it's going to bring up fourth down. There was no gain on the play, so it's right at the 31-yard line. Like I said, this is 4-down territory for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance on that rush as they're pursuing the quarterback there, and then he's contemplating taking off and running, but he's covered, so he's got to get rid of it. So that means somebody's open, right?
So now fourth down. Brady Harrison and Darion Thomas are the split receivers. And looking for either of those is Velasquez or someone else perhaps. And here it is, the deep toss to the end zone. That is incomplete. Nice play made on the ball by Sean Staniland, the quarterback and son of the head coach, from his safety position, to knock it away from Brady Harrison, and the football goes over on downs to Jayton.
Yeah, great defensive play. Just had gambled for it, and Staniland timed it perfectly just to get up there and push it away. Not going for the interception, just clear the ball out. Now
Jayton trying to get an early stranglehold on this football game, up 2 scores, and they start from their own 31.
There's his dad right there. Proud papa so far.
And there's the youngster himself, Sean Staniland, the junior. And the lefty will look to throw, and that is caught by Colt Gentry. And Dayton Velasquez on the tackle, but it's a gain of 8 yards, and it's a good first down play when you have to pick up 15 yards, pick up a good nice chunk on first down.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're trying to mix it up by faking the run and in a little play action to really try to open up, get some yardage. They figure Oakwood's going to attack that run.
Near the midfield stripe, it's out at the 39-yard line on 2nd down and 7. And again, looking to throw. Downfield, right down the seam. Big run after the catch. Jayton Bleicher, the sophomore, able to take it. And you talked about that size at the top of the telecast, Granger. You showed it there, all 6'1", 245 pounds. That's big for 6-man, and that goes for 20 yards.
Exactly, just wide open right down the middle. And another coach's son, assistant coach's son.
Now down to the 21-yard line. And Stanley, with pressure coming, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Boy, he held the ball to the last possible moment before Tyrek Jackson, the defensive end, was on it.
It throws you off a little bit because you think he's going to get hit with that arm back, but he's left-handed. So a little Michael Penix looking there, look there, and on that release. But
so now 2nd down, and the officials have stopped play as timeout has been called, I believe, by Oakwood. It's either that or it's a clock issue. Here it is.
Had an incomplete pass. Game clock operator reset the game clock to 1:25.
Clock was running a little bit, so they'll reset to 1:25. And now it's 2nd down and 15 from the Oakwood 21. The toss back to Ham. There's Bodie Ham trying to break off, and you can tell that the Oakwood defense was looking
easy up, easy up.
Micah Reed wraps him up.
3rd down.
And it will be 3rd down after the 5-yard gain.
yeah, great pursuit by the Oakwood defense. Really going to sell out on the run. You figure when Bodie Ham. That's why you probably see a little bit of the fake, the play action here.
So it brings up 3rd down and 10. The ball is at the 16-yard line of Oakwood. And a toss right over the middle, and once more, it's Colt Gentry's day. Takes it in, a 16-yard touchdown. So Colt Gentry has recovered a fumble in the end zone on the offensive end for a score, has returned a fumble 74 yards for a touchdown, and now on the receiving end of a 16-yard touchdown pass from Sean Stanley to extend the Jayton lead.
Yeah, just a great play there. He came off the snap, just kind of floated into space there on the left.
Looked like it was setting up to be an option toss.
Yep.
Some type of an RPO look, and then immediately to get the scoring. The 2-point conversion kick is blocked. And it's a dead ball off of the block, and that's that. Tyrek Jackson got it. But nevertheless, it's a 22-0 lead for the Jayton Jaybirds. Colt Gentry, a big factor so far. Well, our Ford leaderboard shows the most 6-man state football championships claimed. Richland Springs, the Coyotes with 9. Borden County, another group of Coyotes with 5. Fort Hancock won 4 in a row back in the 80s. Strong. And the 80s, 90s, and now the current time with 5 total. And Throckmorton with 4 state titles. And there you see Josh Stanley. I said Sean, his son, he's his nephew. He's Josh's nephew, but off to a good start here. And now a 22-0 lead for Jayton. This will be picked up by Darion Thomas. Trying to find his way through traffic and turn it upfield. There's a flag down as well as Thomas goes down. And was that a flag or just it was just a towel lost off an Oakwood uniform. No flag. It is bright yellow, but it was a towel. So 17-yard return, and the ball will be out at the 18-yard line.
It was peculiar. I didn't see a referee throw it, but
so now Oakwood, knowing it's got to get something going here. We talk about the 45-point mercy rule. You don't want to see it start to get into the danger zone and already down 3 scores. To the ground. And churning upfield is Thomas. Brought down by Aiden Salazar. Darian Thomas, Jr., rushed for 750 yards. Caught a few passes this season. Kind of an all-purpose guy, as many six-man players are. Gain of 5 brings up second down and 10. And we'll see if they get this play off before the first quarter expires. It may be the strategy for Coach Johnson to let the clock run out. It will do just that. So the first quarter belongs to Jayton. Jaybirds trying to claim their first state championship since 1985. 3 Colt Gentry touchdowns. And it's the Jaybirds up 22-0 at the end of the first for the 1A six-man Division II title. Colt Gentry touchdowns. And it's the Jaybirds up 22-0 at the end of the first for the 1A six-man Division II title.
UIL State Football Championships are brought to you by Uber Teen Accounts. Visit uber.com/teens to learn more.
Well, let's take a look at the Uber Teen Accounts fan section. Oakwood fans hoping to get something to cheer about here in quarter number 2. Jayton fans already with plenty to cheer about. So the first quarter done with Jayton up 22-0. Speaking of Jayton, out in Kent County, just at the base of the South Plains. And they won back-to-back state titles in 1984 and 1985. Very, very significant about those teams.
Yeah, first they just moved from 11-man, and they had the great Trey Ritchie, the legendary Trey Ritchie, who then went on to coach at Borden County quite a bit.
Meanwhile, Josh Stanlin, see his seasons as head coach, has Jayton on the threshold of claiming that first state title since '85. Off to a good start anyway through the first quarter in a 22-0 lead. Now second down and 10 from the 23. Thomas trying to break free outside, cannot do it. 1 yard gain to the 24-0 more. Colt Gentry factor on both sides so far. And he makes the tackle, and it brings up third down.
Yeah, they're just really pursuing that run. They're going to have to find more openings with the pass, throwing the ball.
So third down and 9 for Oakwood. Velasquez to Thomas, going deep. He was looking for Velasquez, put too much on it, however, and it's incomplete and brings up fourth down. That's part of the variation at Oakwood offense, where Darian Thomas can throw the ball, run with it. Velasquez, if you see him go up under center, chances are he's going to be going out for a pass after taking that center snap. Yeah. So, you know, in six-man, you see that direct snap, the pitch, that gives Thomas the ability to throw or run. And that time he just overshot him there quite a bit. So now fourth down and 9, and really an important down here for Oakwood to try to keep the possession. In six-man football, it's so much a possession game, as it is in all levels of football, but perhaps even more so in six-man, because it's difficult to make up multiple score deficits. And now Oakwood has to call a timeout. Not J.J. Johnson not liking the alignment that he saw up there, so he takes the timeout here. So we'll take it as well. 9:22 to go in the first half. So far, all Jayton in the 1A six-man Division II state championship. Well, we told you that this game between Jayton and Oakwood is the first of 12. It's the first of 3 today. The second of the six-man state championship matchups. The 1A Division I title game comes up. Battle of Unbeatens. Whiteface, the Antelopes, against the #1 team in the state, the defending state champion Gordon Longhorns. Then it shifts to 11-man starting tonight with the 2A Division II matchup. Should be a great one between the Munster Hornets and the Shiner Comanches. On fourth down, it's going to be a punt, as Oakwood did not want to risk giving up a big play, a turnover in their end of the field. But so far, it's all been Jayton. They're going to get the football starting back here with good field position and leading 22-0.
I mean, that kind of makes sense there. Think about it. Jayton really hasn't had a possession, you know, a normal possession where they've had to drive the ball. they've had all these kind of freak plays. So, try to settle the defense down and make a stop. Maybe that'll change their momentum.
So, with 9:10 to go in the half, Jayton to go back on the attack. Stanley will toss it up, and right there open to make the grab is Griff Reel. They'll take it all the way out to the 35-yard line, so a gain of 18 yards and a first down before Dayton Velasquez can make the tackle.
Yeah, big target. Just toss it up down there, get it there. When you got a 6'5" body, you just kind of block out and bring it in. It's just like throwing it down to the low post.
Well, that's those big targets we talked about. Reel is 6'5", and Gentry 6'2", and also Bleicher at 6'1". Toss back and around as Salazar trying to pick his way through traffic, and does. Still on his feet is Aiden Salazar, and he has almost enough for another first down before Gavin Wilbanks and Darian Thomas can bring him down. That's a gain of 13.
Yeah, it was some good hard running there by Salazar. There you go. Looked like he was slowed down there just past the line of scrimmage, but he just kept going and picked up the 14 yards.
So second down, and to the air, Standaland looking, there's the catch, and inside the 10-yard line is Griff Reel. Twice they've gone to Griff Reel through the air on this drive, and he's come up with two big grabs.
That was a beautiful left-handed toss, out to the outside shoulder. Look at that. That was a beautiful pass and great catch.
Reel climbing the ladder, and he doesn't have to climb very high at 6'5".
That's tough to defend.
Whew. At any level. First and goal, the ball is at the 5-yard line. Ham is the deep back, but it's going to go to the up back, and then churning forward is Bleicher as he goes and picks up about 3, and he's down to the 2-yard line. And that's one of those things you see from the up guys there. You can hand it to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that quick inside handoff. You see that a lot. Both these teams use that a lot down by the goal line, try to catch you off guard rather than trying to swing it wide. But not sure we'll see it 2 times in a row.
Second down and goal. This time it's Ham, and a nice open field tackle made by Velasquez, the sophomore, and dropped him for no gain.
Yeah, he really shot the gap well there and made the stop, quick stop. Just fought through wide through the opening, made a nice little ankle tackle.
Ham tried to cut it outside there, and Velasquez able to clip the heels enough to knock him to the turf, and it's third down and goal from the 2. Ham the deep back. Stanley looking to throw or toss it right outside, and in for the score is Bodie Ham. 2-yard touchdown pass. And Sean Stanley, by the way, has started the game 6 out of 7 for 90 yards, and now a touchdown pass.
And I thought that play was well defended, considering all the fakes, whether they were going to fake the run or who he was going to throw the ball to. You see right here, it just kind of goes out, see who gets open, but they had the receivers in the end zone covered very well, and that was his last option.
There's the 2-point conversion kick, and that kick is good, and it's now a 30-0 lead for Jayton. Hey, I want to remind you, coming up on the Ford halftime show, Aaron Hardigan and Greg Tepper will preview the second of these 2 six-man state championship games. Top ranked Gordon against Whiteface in the Battle of Unbeatens. And if coaches weren't coaches, what would they do? Most coaches would say, I have no idea, but you get a chance in a preview of the second half. Now, we say all of that with the assumption that there will be a second half of football. However, Granger Huntress, it's a 30-0 ball game with 6:37 remaining in the half, and if J.J. Johnson's team is unable to get it in gear, Josh Stanland's team is 2 touchdowns away with at least 1 2-point conversion. They're 15 points away from ending this at the half to remind everybody of the 45-point mercy rule.
Yeah. So, like we said, beginning of the telecast, if you're ahead at halftime or any time after halftime by 45 points or more, the game's over. So, You know, we've seen that quite a bit in some college games lately, but they should have used it. But no, it's very common in 6-man, and Oakwood's got to run some clock here and try to get a score.
So now the kick to come from Tucker Scott. Scott is also the backup quarterback to Stanley. Kicks this one deep where Darion Thomas has it. Thomas bring that out to the 25-yard line, a 22-yard return. And right now, let's get a message from Uber Teens. All right, from the 25 now, Oakwood will try to once more to get it in gear. Now, remember, this is a 30-0 ball game, and it was Oakwood that got the football first. And it has been all Jayton since the opening series, and Jayton continues to swarm, and Aiden Salazar dropping Gavin Wilbanks for a loss of 2.
Yeah, and there's another thing. I mean, Oakwood's only played between 6 and 8 kids. You know, they don't have a whole lot of depth. And, you know, whereas Jayton has a lot more depth, you know, making a lot more substitutions. So mentally and physically, I think Oakwood's a little beat up.
Now 16 total players on the roster for the Panthers. Thomas to take the snap from under center, but before they can do it, timeout called by Oakwood. That's the second timeout taken by the Panthers as they try to get some things figured out here. Coach Johnson hoping to see his team turn it around, down 30-0, nearing the midway mark of quarter number 2. Well, we mentioned the last time that Jayton won the state title. It's back in 1985, 39 years ago. They went back-to-back and had the 45-point Mercy Rule, beating Christobel's Cougars 64-14. And you mentioned what a factor Trey Ritchie was for that club.
Yeah, somebody wearing the number 20 there. Thanks for Lehman Sanders and 6-Man Films for sharing that with us.
Absolutely. Back to throw out of the timeout. Velasquez had some time and then just had to get rid of it out of bounds. Would you say that Lehman Saunders is like the true archivist?
Oh my gosh.
Of 6-man football?
If you knew his collection of programs and rule books and magazines, it's pretty impressive.
Third down, excuse me, coming up. It's going to be 3rd down and 16. So he can take you back a ways through the history of the game.
And he's starting to accumulate a ton of films.
Now on 3rd down, Thomas to throw back to Velasquez, and he'll take off and run here. And then the ball's loose on the turf, and Jayton has the fumble recovery. It's Bodie Ham. Fell on it at the 28-yard line. It was Colt Gentry who stripped the football from Velasquez, and Bodie Ham with the recovery for the Jaybirds.
Yeah, Colt Gentry's having a game. Just really all over. Got that hand in and just punched that ball out. You can see it right here. Boom. And then it's a scramble for the ball.
Colt Gentry might be making a bid to make people forget about Grayson Rigdon here and say win offensive and defensive MVPs in the same game, much as Rigdon had done for Benjamin. However, there's a fumble. Then Gentry picks it up. The ball's loose, and somehow the Jaybirds able to get back on it. Bodie Ham got on the ball. Gentry had to pick up the loose ball after it had been fumbled off of the snap. And it's the first negative play we've seen today for Jayton. They lose 10 yards.
Yeah, maybe not the best move throwing it back there. Maybe just take the quick loss. You see it right here.
Salazar lost it. Gentry picked it up and then went to Ham, and he had to get back on it.
Yeah, it didn't look like Ham was expecting that back.
So now it's 2nd down and 25. And a toss back, and here goes Ham. Well, forget about 2nd and 25. Ham, touchdown, 37 yards. And Jayton strikes again.
That was just a great run up the middle, some good blocking, and then his speed as he went through. Great blocking. You see, hat on hat, and then it's just a foot race.
Easy doings there for Bodie Ham, flashing the form that we've seen from him throughout the course of the season. Now, kicking for two, high snap, and the kick is no good. Their flag's down, however. And let's check and see.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but that one official almost took his head off with that low kick. Head on a swivel down there.
Well, this penalty is going to go against Oakwood. So I think Jayton will simply just line up to kick it again. The call from Joe David West, the referee and crew chief for the San Angelo chapter.
Offsides on the defense. Try for point to be replayed.
So they'll do it again.
Yeah, they don't want to necessarily get the 1 point. Go for the short 1-pointer.
Well, if they get the 2-pointer here,
it gives them the option next.
It does give them the option on the next one if they have a next one. That 2-point conversion kick is good, and now Jayton is 7 points away from being in position to end this game by halftime if Oakwood is unable to respond. So 38-0 and a pretty quick scoring drive there for the Jaybirds to up the ante to 38-0, and now with 4:50 to go. I think you made a really good point earlier, Granger. Oakwood not only needs points, they need possession time to string out. And you're saying right now, string out, you're down 38-0. This is just to get the game to the second half.
Yeah, exactly. Get that experience of having the game go to the second half. I mean, this isn't unexpected. Oakwood has been giving up over 42 points a game. Just you know, you add in all the turnovers and the miscues on the punt off the back of the helmet, things like that. It just kind of snowballed. And you can kind of just see the frustration.
Well, and to the point also about Jayton, they seem pretty complete in just about every area, including their kicking game, which sometimes at the smallest level can be lacking. You don't have enough of that, but that's why. And also, in the 6-man game, it's a more difficult scoring play, the kick rather than the run. That's why you get 2 points for the kick, because you're basically talking about 4 blocking 6. And yet they've done a good job with it, now up 38-0. And that's going to be another touchback to come out to the 20-yard line. So 4:50 to go, slightly under the midway mark of the second quarter here. And Oakwood again trying to keep the game alive as Dayton Velasquez will bring the Panthers back out. Velasquez able to escape one man and then go deep downfield. Does have a man. Catch made. Brady Harrison, touchdown. And Oakwood is on the board. 60 yards. And a nice play made by the quarterback, Dayton Velasquez, to escape the rush coming from Griff Reel, and then found Harrison downfield for the 60-yard score.
Yeah, he just snuck it out behind that defense. Great score. That's got to be great, a great feeling for Oakwood to get on the board, break the ice.
On for the conversion, Eddie Ramirez, the senior. High snap. The kick is up, however, and it is good. And so Oakwood, something to cheer about now. Look at this play.
Yeah, the big the hand fake just lofted up there, and Harrison was behind the defense and then just outran him, made it to the end zone. It was great bootleg toss there.
Velasquez with an excellent throw downfield. Now the Panther the Panthers know that they're back in the safety zone for the time being, so now it's about a matter of trying to get a stop here.
But did they score too quickly?
Well, that's what you say. You'll when you're down 38-0, you'll take it any way you can get it.
Exactly.
But ultimately, it's going to have to come down to your defense getting some stops for sure.
And we'll probably see an onside kick here. We haven't seen Oakwood kick off. Onside kicking's fairly normal in six-man to prevent a big run back. Plus, they're hard to recover if you're the receiving team sometimes.
And let's be honest, six-man teams don't play a lot of games on field turf. There are field turf stadiums at the six-man level, but it's more the exception than the rule.
Well, there's more and more now, especially with water issues. So people are switching to field turf. You can see it's got to go 15 yards.
Jayton right up on that 15-yard line. Here it comes. This one may not travel 15. Nope. It's going to roll dead, shy of 15 yards. So we'll go over to Jayton. Nick Strickland was the guy trying to get there and usher the ball upfield, but didn't make it. And so now Jayton with the ball right at midfield, the 39-yard line. So the Jaybirds go back to work. Staniland now shifts back deep and then receives the toss to run or throw. And he'll throw it. Taking it downfield is Salazar. And into Panther territory down to the Oakwood 29-yard line. Darian Thomas on the tackle. So that goes as a gain of 12 yards.
He was just kind of waiting there to see who got open. He had Bleicher open a little bit further downfield, but decided on the short dump off pass, Salazar.
Second down and 3. The ball is at the 29-yard line. And the toss goes back. Here's Bodie Ham again. Around the corner and out of bounds. But it's a first down. Ball down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 13 yards and takes it down to the 16.
Yeah, quick handoff in the pitch. When, in a way, that's an RPO because he's whether he's taking it, pitching it.
You could almost say the six-man offensive game is one of RPO.
Yeah,
on virtually every snap.
RPO.
Yeah. So now, at the 16-yard line, they can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. They would need the 1, but they're thinking 6 and wide open in the end zone. Unable to hold it is Real off the toss coming from Ham.
He saw him and waited too long to make the throw and just let him out a little too much. But he was wide open over there.
And some of that in there, you see Griff Real trying to catch up to the ball and just unable to haul it in. Ham was also trying to get his body turned to make the accurate throw. So now second down and 15. Staniland to go under center now with Ham behind him. The toss to Bodie Ham. Blocking in front, but he slipped, cutting back upfield and is down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 3. And so it's third down and 12 coming up for Jayton.
Yeah, Turf Monster got him there. Just kind of trying to make the cut and lost his footing on the left cleat, shaking his head.
Third down and 12.
So now on third and 12. Back to Staniland looking to throw again or run. And here he goes. Staniland to the goal line and across for the touchdown. Sean Staniland cruising in. Number 13 scores from 13 yards out.
Yeah, just a nice play with that. Him coming around. Kind of looks like a Canadian Football League kind of play. Somebody wheeling around, all that. But you see all that motion now in the college game as well. But he gets that pitch, and then he can throw it or he can go because now he's taking the clean exchange. And if they overcommitted, and he was off to the races.
Despite the high snap, the kick is through. And it's back to the danger zone for Oakwood because Jayton is up by 38 again. Another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, he just saw that they'd overcommitted, and they had 40 on him, and he knew there was no chance. Nick Strickland was on him, was the person spying him, and that's a mismatch.
So now at 46-8, and your point was well made a few minutes ago, Granger, when you said, did Oakwood score too quickly? Of course, when you haven't scored at all, you'll take it as soon as you can get it. But now, again, the Panthers in a situation where they need a drive ending in a touchdown, and they'd like to have it before the half is done so as not to put themselves behind the 8 ball again. And Coach Johnson and his staff well aware of that.
Yeah, you know, one of the interesting things, just looking over the stats here, you know, it's a 38-point game. But Oakwood has 143 yards total offense compared to 190 for Jayton. It's not that far off. It's just the turnovers and the lack of, you know, they've had these drives. Oakwood has had a couple of them. They've just had the turnovers. And Jayton's had several strange plays.
So Jayton to kick it off. By the way, the other thing to keep in mind, Granger, is that it's a 38-point margin right now. Let's say it's still 38 and Oakwood is able to get it at halftime. Jayton gets the ball to start the second half.
Exactly.
So they're going to, Oakwood needs points and they need stops to extend the game. This will be a touchback. So out to the 20-yard line, and the ball will be brought.
Old-time six-man fans, you know, remember the game out in St. Angelo between Calvert and Sanderson. You know, Sanderson with the big lead, lost a player, you know, at halftime, and
it all changed.
It all changed. It ruined our dinner plans at Lewicki that we were all having, but we got there eventually.
All right, to the air. And that's incomplete as Velasquez was trying to go to Nick Strickland. Could not come up with it. And it brings up second down.
Yeah, and then there was another game that got some national attention when, you know, May and Sydney years ago, you know, played a game and there was a great comeback. But yeah, that was controversial because a player recovered an onside kick coming off the sideline. Nobody noticed at one time, but these comebacks are possible.
A lot of colorful history in the six-man game. Second down pass, that's incomplete. And so now it's going to be 3rd and 15. Well, and then, you know, we talk about Gordon. We're going to see Gordon in the second game here. And when Gordon was winning the titles in the mid-90s, there was that controversial 5th down thing that happened.
Yeah, don't get people from Gordon started on that. Whit Harold game. I don't want my old friends to start texting me from Gordon telling me, get me on that. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
All right. On 3rd down and 15, incomplete, and a flag's going to come down. I think there's going to be pass interference against Bodie Ham, who was closing in on Micah Reed. So it should be a fresh set of downs, a spot foul. Let's see if that's indeed the call.
There's no foul on the play.
Wow. Okay. So it brings up 4th down. And J.J. Johnson is wanting to know why.
The referees aren't paid by the quarter.
Well, I think I know why, because I'm looking here.
Yeah. It was
that
tipped.
is behind the line of scrimmage, so it's not pass interference.
Yeah, and it kind of looked like the ball might have been tipped.
Yeah, and that could have been it as well. But it's also behind the line of scrimmage now, and now it's 4th down, and this is the real crux of the situation here for Oakwood. They've got to go for it. But if they do punt, maybe it's with the thought that if they can keep Jayton from scoring in 2:46, that'd be it. Let's see. No, they're going to go for it. And there it is. Catch. But it's not going to be enough for the 1st down. Micah Reed on the catch. Excellent coverage. Lorenzo Vargas was over there, along with Bodie Ham and Aiden Salazar. So now, for Jayton, it's an opportunity to put themselves in a winning position here with possession of the ball and 2:38 to go.
Yeah, I really didn't like that pass to the outside. It hasn't really worked for them. I wish they'd have looked a little more downfield.
So now Jayton to go to it. So at the 23-yard line, there's that state championship history. And the toss back. And that's Vargas inside the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. We mentioned the last time they were in it was 2006 with a loss to Vernon Northside.
Yeah. That I believe that game was in Abilene. We were there this first year of 2 divisions in 6-man, and nice cold day in Abilene.
Oh. As is invariably the case this time of year, although we've had a very mild ending of the fall, the autumn right now. Looking to throw, pressure, and that's a fumble actually, but it'll get out of bounds or an illegal forward pass. Anyway you slice it. Bleicher tried to get rid of it. They may call this a grounding call as Tarek Jackson had his arms around it. They're discussing it, but Dayton Bleicher was trying to get the ball upfield. We'll see if it's a grounding call.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Be a loss of down, ball be spot foul.
And Stanley's seen enough with the subs. He's bringing in the starters again.
Yeah.
He gave, you saw some big boys in there. You saw Garrison Allen and number 79 and 50 Cooper Spray. I think that they were trying to get the ball to Spray downfield, but he was covered.
All right, so now it's 3rd down and 17 with 1:52 remaining in the half. Stanley, the toss back, turning it upfield is Vargas, and he's still on his feet. He's down to the 15-yard line, so a gain of 10 before he's wrapped up by Gavin Wilbanks. Now it's 4th down, and this basically could determine whether we have a second half of football or not, or at least the start to the second half.
It does, but they can still make a 1st down here too. So
yeah.
it's not all or nothing with the touchdown here.
You see the time remaining in the half. They do need 7 yards for the 1st down.
They've got all their timeouts, so no rush here.
Stanley gets the toss back from Vargas, and he'll run and has the 1st down, and he has the touchdown. Just like the last one, Stanley just picking his way through traffic. 15-yard touchdown run, and now Jayton is 1 point away from being in position to end this by halftime if they don't give up another score. But they're going to kick for 2. Try to get it to a 46-point margin. So here's Tucker Scott. The 2-point conversion kick is good. And now up by 46 with under a minute remaining in what could be a minute remaining in the championship game. Yeah,
and you can just see there's the spy. They actually blocked the spy, Strickland, on that touchdown play. So he had a clear path. He knew he could get the 1st down at minimum. So, but yeah, all the way into the end zone. Great run by Stanley.
So now the mission's pretty clear on both sides. Oakwood absolutely has to have at least a couple of points. They've got to get it into the end zone to keep the game going beyond halftime. For Jayton, it's about a defensive stop. You get a defensive stop, you're state champions in 58 seconds.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Oakwood tries to do with 1 timeout. They're really limited here, especially if we get another deep kick. Kind of surprised he's not a little deeper to try to return this, get a return in.
Only 1 kickoff has been returned by Oakwood.
Yeah.
And Tucker Scott, who's been really good on his point afters, his 2-point kicks, he's 6 out of 7 on those. Now with an opportunity to kick it deep, force another touchback, and put Oakwood in a desperate situation here to score before the half, lest the game end on the mercy rule. Here's the kickoff, and that's going to go out of bounds. So there's a break there.
That's just what Oakwood needed. Get that ball out at the 30. You know, you're only 50 yards.
So now an offensive opportunity for Oakwood with 58
Kick
seconds
out of bounds.
to go.
Kicking team. Ball be placed on the 30-yard line. First down.
Quite simple. They got to move it 50 yards in 58 seconds or less to keep this game going. Back to Thomas, and he'll take off running. And then wrapped up pretty quickly. Colt Gentry and Aiden Salazar limited to a gain of 2.
Actually, that wasn't a horrible play. It was just not well executed. You know, trying to catch him off guard with a run, but the defenders weren't fooled and didn't leave him an alley to get through.
Flag down, and Thomas looking to throw or run, and unable to get much done on either way, and wound up running the ball, but there's a flag down. And down to 19 seconds remaining.
The end lined up incorrectly.
So the penalty against Oakwood. Here's the call.
Now, the illegal formation on the offense. That penalty is declined. Third down.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 13 here. 19 seconds remaining. And now the clock is put in motion. So Oakwood has to hurry. Back is Velasquez. The toss, it's incomplete. And it brings up 4th down. And one last opportunity here for Oakwood. If they can't get it into the end zone, this game is going to end on the 45-point mercy rule with Jayton up by 46 here with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah, and you can see him making a couple of substitutions here. He needs some guys downfield. Theoretically, they could get the first down and call a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Be tough with 7 seconds left.
Yeah.
Here we go. And Velasquez, one final time to the air, and that is knocked down to the turf, and that's going to do it. The Jayton Jaybirds, in mercy rule fashion, are going to be the 6-man state champions of Division II. Let's see if they said that there was a second left on the clock. Here's the call.
End of the game.
Nope, end of the game. That's it. The Jayton Jaybirds are champions for the first time since 1985. And Coach Josh Staniland's ball club wins the 2024 UIL 1A Division II 6-man state football championship. Well, Granger, you pointed out that it was going to be difficult for Oakwood with the way Jayton has been so consistent all season long. They finish a perfect 15-0. Nothing for Oakwood to be ashamed about with their great run through the playoffs to get here, but this was set up to be Jayton's day.
It really was. And let's go back to Oakwood and give them credit for making it here. And the other thing is they only have a few seniors on the team. Will Banks, number 10, Jackson. You know, they're only Eddie Ramirez. There are only a couple seniors on that squad. A lot of freshmen and sophomores. So real potential. That's, you know, you didn't see it today, but they have the potential to have some explosive offense. And, you know, coming out of the East there, they'll have a shot next year.
Yeah, and meanwhile, in Division II, Jayton can be one tough customer.
Yeah, no, they're good, and they're coming back, and you know what? They're rolling out the round ball tomorrow, I bet, in Jayton, USA, and you know, heading to try to now defend their basketball state championship. But no, they've got some talent, they've got some height, they've got a lot of guys returning. You know, only Griff-Reel and Salazar, you know, are their seniors. So a lot coming back, a lot to be excited about in Jaybird land.
Well, great accomplishment for Coach Johnson's ball club to reach the state championship round, and Jayton will get the state championship trophy. But we have the trophy presentation coming up here, where they will award Jayton the UIL six-man Division II state championship trophy here momentarily. They will present, and you'll be able to see from the sideline shots the presenting of the medals that are going on, the draping of the medals. The silver medals for the Oakwood Panthers there as the state runner-up, and the gold medals that'll be distributed to the Jayton Jaybirds for claiming the state championship. So this is part of the high school football state championship tradition in the state of Texas, is the draping of the medals, and then there will also be an offensive and defensive MVP announced, which we'll hear announced. So they'll be naming that, and that is an award voted on by the media in attendance here in Arlington. But there you see the state championship medals being presented. Let's take a look at the Jack in the Box final stats of this one. Again, one half of football play because of the 45-point Marcy ruling. Jake made the most of it, Granger.
Yeah, they really did. Only 213 yards, but very efficient, and only 8 first downs. But look at that, almost 9 yards per play. And held Oakwood to 3 first downs. That's pretty impressive in 6-man. But the turnovers, the bottom line is turnovers killed Oakwood in this game, and Jayton took advantage of it.
So very impressive performance today by the Jaybirds in winning this state title, and doing it also in 2 quarters, no less. All right, so now the state runner-up trophy to be presented after the MVP awards that are announced for this state championship game.
Yeah, still trying to get all those medals handed out.
Well, you mentioned that Jayton had, for a 6-man program, especially a Division II 6-man program, a lot of kids on the roster. So let's pick up the awards presentation now.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, the UIL is proud to present the Most Valuable Player Awards presented by Nike to both the offense and defensive MVPs of the game. At this time, we direct your attention to the center of the field for the presentation of the awards. The Defensive Player of the Game for the Conference 1A Division II Football Championship, as selected by the media today, from Jayton High School, Colt Gentry.
No surprise there, Granger, when you see what Colt Gentry did.
Yeah, he started out this game hot. The offensive recovery, then the fumble recovery for the touchdown was 76, 74 yards.
Yep.
Just caused the fumble later in the second quarter. Just an all-around great game. And was in, it seemed like, on every tackle.
So Gentry, the defensive MVP, and now we'll hear the announcement of the offensive MVP of this 1A Division II state title game.
And now for the offensive player of the game for the 1A Division II Football Championship, as selected by the media, from Jayton High School, number 13, Sean Staniland.
Sean Staniland not only managed the offense very well, he electrified it with throws downfield and then the 2 touchdown runs, Granger, to ice the game for the Jaybirds.
Yeah, nice little quarterback rating. He was 7 of 8 for 102 yards for a 277 quarterback rating, it seems like. So, yeah, very efficient.
So Sean Staniland, nephew of the head coach Josh Staniland, receiving the offensive MVP.
And he had those 2 runs, both touchdowns.
Yeah, to ice the game, put it away there. Now the presentation of the runner-up and state championship trophies as awarded by the UIL.
And now for the runner-up trophy, completing the season with a 9-6 record. The Panthers of Oakwood High School have represented their school with pride. Coach J.J. Johnson will now accept the state finalist trophy. We congratulate the Panthers of Oakwood High School for an outstanding season.
From 2-5 to getting to the state championship round. Pretty impressive for Oakwood to do that.
And now, at this time, we'd like to recognize the 1A Division II football state champs, the Jaybirds of Jayton High School. With a record of 15-0, Coach Josh Staniland and his team have achieved the goal of becoming Texas High School state champs. Coach Staniland will step forward and accept the state championship trophy. Congratulations on an incredible season. Once again, your 1A Division II state football champs, the Jaybirds of Jayton High School.
They have completed their destiny, 15-0. Coming out of Kent County, the Jayton Jaybirds, their first state title in 39 years. And they win their 3rd overall. And impressive, you were watching them all season long, Granger, knowing that they had a real shot to be here and to end it this way.
Exactly. They knew they had the talent, young talent, as we've said. They have the championship mentality, coming off of basketball. They also finished second in the 4x4 relay. To Gordon last year at the state track meet. So they've got some athletes. They know what it takes to win championships, and just really a great year for them.
So as a result of that, the Jayton Jaybirds are the champions of Texas of UIL 1A 6-man Division II. And there you see Sean Staniland. Sean not only won the offensive MVP, he's our jack-in-the-box player of the game.
That's right. There you go. There's him throwing up the middle. He was throwing for, like we said, for 130 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And then there he is, making the run, seeing that the spy can't cover him, and took off, really icing, like you said, icing the game for the Jaybirds.
Did it with those 2 touchdown runs, 130 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, couple of tackles. Sean Staniland, our jack-in-the-box player of the game. Jayton wins the state title. We'll be back to wrap it up from here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington right after this.
The UIL State Football Championships are brought to you by Jack in the Box, proud sponsor of the UIL Championships, and by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
The first of the 12 UIL State Championship games are in the books, and the Jayton Jaybirds claim the state title. Congratulations to Oakwood as well. For Granger Hunters, I'm Craig Way. 54-8 the final. Reminder, we'll be back at 2 o'clock for the 1A Division I final between Gordon and Whiteface. 54-8 the final. Jayton, the champions of 6-man Division II.
People tell me how lucky